Lancashire earned their third highest first innings lead in the club's history, but Northamptonshire, following on 470 runs behind, did manage to take their LV County Championship match at the Emirates Old Trafford into a final day. The visitors had a shocking second day and started the third one on 113 for 7, a massive 537 runs behind their hosts, who posted a score of 650 for 6 in their innings. Stephen Crook struck a couple of early boundaries before he was LBW to Tom Smith for 15, with a total on 131 for 8. Smith then grabbed his 37th wicket of a wonderful championship season when Graham White drove him on the up and straight to his namesake, Wayne. There was some entertainment offered by last man Azarullah, who made one of the best scores of his career as he decided to throw the bat, and with some success as he made 28 of a last wicket partnership of 39. The number 11 struck 6 fours in what was his best score in the LV County Championship. Credit should also be handed out to Andrew Hall, who survived for more than 2.5 hours for his 42. Azarullah was finally out when he nicked a pull off Glenn Chappell, who ended with figures of 5 for 51, his first fifer of the summer, but the 39th of his amazing career. He now has 957 first-class wickets under his belt. He then started with a beauty to Stephen Peters as Northamptonshire followed on 470 runs behind, having been dismissed first time out for 180. That was Lancashire's third highest lead and their largest for more than a century, their best being 658 against Somerset back in 1895. At least Northamptonshire knew what they had to do now to avoid a 7th consecutive championship defeat, and that was to bat for the best part of 5.5 sessions. That was not going to be easy against this attack. Chappell found the edge of Peters' bat after he'd struck a couple of encouraging boundaries. It was a much better start second time out for the two visiting openers, Peters and James Middlebrook, who both got ducks in the first innings. This time they put on 58 runs in 14 overs, with Chappell employing attacking fields. Chappell took himself off and his replacement Smith was soon celebrating yet again. Bowling wicket to wicket, he trapped Peters in front on 41. He then had Richard Levy well held at first slip by Paul Horton. Having taken 4 for 26 in 15 overs earlier, the in-form all-rounder now had 2 more. Only Jack Brooks has more wickets in the top flight now, but he doesn't have Smith's 556 runs. Josh Butler then showed off his keeping skills to remove Middlebrook off Kyle Hogg as Northants slumped again to 70 for 3. 3 wickets had fallen for 12 runs in 4.5 overs and the visitors were once more staring down a barrel filled with disappointment. This season is fast becoming a horror show, but in Matt Spreagle they do have a fighter. He and Rob Newton, who struck these 4s, added 41 for the 4th wicket. Newton had made 21 of those when he lost his off-stump to White half an hour or so before tea. Lancashire may have been fancying a 3-day finish to give themselves an extra day off and to put them 68 points clear of their opponents here. But they were held up first by Spreagle and Ben Duckett and then some rain, which arrived during the interval. They got back on with a score on 122 for 4 and 11 runs later, Spreagle was LBW to Simon Kerrigan, the ball turning and staying a little low. When you're in the position that Northamptonshire are in right now, nothing tends to go your way, so it was perhaps surprising that Smith didn't cling on to a very difficult return catch offered by Hall. He again went through the rest of this innings undefeated, but others fell around him. Stephen Croft landed in the middle of the pitch to take a catch to remove Duckett for 20. David Willey lasted only 8 balls, one of which he sent sailing over the boundary off Carrigan. But in the next over, Smith joined the 40-wicket club as Willey chipped him to Chappell off the bottom of his bat. It looked as if, in spite of the break, this game was going to be wrapped up with a day to spare, but Crook was back in for his second knock of the day and he decided to go after the bowling just to see what he could achieve. He played and missed on more than one occasion, but also middled a few. This is, of course, his natural game. Hall's is more of a dogged defence, and he ignored the events of the day by keeping his wicket intact. Having survived for 155 minutes in the first innings, he saw off another 90 in this knock, 200 balls in total. Crook fell right at the end of the day as bad light prevented Lancashire from claiming the extra half hour. Crook found Usman Khawaja in the deep off white after making an entertaining 36 off 33 balls, sharing in a 50-run stand with Hall. The South African is still there as the match moves into the last day, with Northamptonshire on 231 for 8, Hall with 36 of them to add to his unbeaten 42 from the first innings. But his side are still 239 runs behind and look certain to lose by an innings for the 5th time in 8 games this year.